He got a weapon. He got a weapon. No, I don't. He got a weapon. I ain't got shit. He got a weapon.
Get your hand on your pocket.
He got a weapon. He got a weapon. He wants to run a weapon. He got a weapon. Get back. Get back. He got a back. Everybody back up. Fuck back.
Today is the day. Richard Spencer is going to be speaking in several hours, and we are making our way down to the area where he will be speaking to see if there's going to be a protest. But there was an interesting thing that we just noticed. First, the protest has just under, it's under 3,000, right?
No, now it's officially 3,000.
It's officially 3,000, but what did you just find?
There's a Ignore Richard Spencer Day that has 3.9 thousand people confirmed going.
So way more.
Yeah.
There are more people confirmed to an event to just ignore Spencer than there are to protest him, which is interesting. Well, another thing to consider is that means there's around 8,000 people that are not happy that he's here in Gainesville. So let's go figure out, let's go see what's gonna happen. There's the gigantic prohibited signs. So we got weapons, firearms, simulated firearms, tasers, knives, sharp objects, lighters, matches, torches, open flame, any athletic equipment other than items which could be used as a weapon, or other items that could be used as a weapon. The stupidest thing about banning a ridiculously long list of items is that you could take like a padlock on a shoelace and make a weapon. You know, if someone really wants to hurt somebody, they're gonna find a way to do it. I mean, they say no water balloons. Okay, so bring in a bunch of empty water balloons. No one's gonna know you have them.
Other items deemed inappropriate by law enforcement.
Which is basically anything.
Sure.
A cop could be like, hey, that's
heavy. You could hurt someone with that.
That's a rubber band. You could make a rubber band gun. Literally nothing is happening. There's like 3 or 4 protesters, I think. And that's me assuming some people are protesters, because the reality is I've seen 2 signs so far. I can confirm 2 protesters here right now. Okay, so it's early. You know, I'm being kind of a dick, but this is what's important to see. You see all these people with cameras and phones, wearing fancy clothes, tripods. Look at all those people with the fancy tripods and big expensive cameras. This is the story. These are the vultures. They call themselves vultures. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They're literally scraping the bottom of the barrel of white nationalism to try and find this story. And you know what? Hey, I'm here. What does that say about me? We're all a bunch of idiots. Relatively late or relatively early, depending on which group you're following, but just down the road now, we've got a huge protest group, and I'm not sure if the police are gonna let them in, but let's get to it. So a huge protest group just showed up, and now they're starting to go into, at least into the parking lot around the venue. We'll see what happens, but mostly it looks like protesters. Have not seen very many, if any, people here to actually see the speech in support of Richard Spencer. I'm just sitting here outside the event with helicopters and protesters, watching this here periscope from the event. And if you can make that out, it's not very crowded. Not a particularly crowded event. I don't know if that says anything about Spencer or whatever. You want to know how you can tell if an event is kind of staged or just a media creation? Look at the row of journalists. I shouldn't even call them journalists, I guess, you know, media companies with their tripods set up and little umbrellas. Okay, they're able to do that because there's no threat of danger. I've worked at these big companies before. When there is a threat of danger, you have a protocol. They say you can't be in certain places at certain times, here's how you have to do things. And to see all of these tripods set up, that means they are more likely than not expecting to be safe, right? There's not going to be an instance where they have to pick up and run very quickly because they've bunkered down. That basically means they know they're safe. And they're still coming here acting like these big protests are serious anyway. They're still interviewing the small amount of protesters. Sure, a big crowd has eventually showed up. There's like one guy with swastikas on that I've seen so far. There have been some supporters who have said some deplorable things, I guess, you know, homophobic things, if you want to put it that way. But the media has been acting like, you know, it's a state of emergency. The government declares a state of emergency. The media acts like this is a huge deal. I'm seeing posts on Twitter acting like there's some serious effort to protect white supremacists and things like that. And I'm like, nah, the media knows what's up. They don't care. They're not worried about their safety. They know that this will not be Charlottesville. But they're going to act like it will be anyway. I just met these gentlemen here.
Hello,
First
DJ.
Augie. First question, what are you doing here?
We're here to check out the protest Richard Spencer's calls for a white ethno-state from a conservative position.
Ah, okay, so you guys don't like Spencer, but you're conservative?
Yes.
All right, more important question. We were just sitting here talking when a journalist came up. What did that journalist say to us? The guy with the camera, remember him?
The guy with the camera?
A couple of them.
There were a lot of journalists showed up.
When we were talking, a guy
things.
in one of the major media guys had a camera, was filming us, and I said, "You're the story."
Oh, yeah, and he said that he's just here to get paid, and he's getting paid hourly.
Yeah, he gets paid hourly.
Easy money, is what he said.
Easy
He said,
money.
it's like easy money, right? That's what we're here. Come on, I get paid hourly.
Get breaks ain't expected! Breaks ain't expected! Get breaks ain't expected! Get breaks ain't expected! Nazi stuff! Nazi stuff! Nazi stuff! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
And you see him pose for the camera? Welcome to the media. So right now, you might notice there's a guy back behind me, and they're yelling, "Get out," and things like that, and he's walking out. But the media's blocking his path.
Hey! The police are getting armed up. They have the belly club. Move this way. Go away from this. Go that way. That's not what we need. This is not what we need. Hey, that's not what we need. You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. All of you are going to hell. Thank you. I'll see you there. I got a golden chariot waiting for me, baby.
I'm see that's steady going on. Because, I don't understand.
Because I feel that it is the. Hey! 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 It went for my wallet. Oh my God! They went for my wallet. This guy went for my wallet. Somebody went for your wallet. He got a weapon. He got a weapon. No, I don't. He got a weapon.
I ain't got shit.
He got a weapon.
Put your hand on your pocket.
He got a weapon. He got a weapon. He wants a weapon. He got a weapon. Get back. Get back. He got a back. Everybody back to back up. Fuck back. He got the weapon. Don't resist me, little thing.
Hey, keep going, keep moving, y'all. Keep moving.
Can I have my glasses back?
So that guy got into a scuffle with those people that were following him. I guess you can kind of see something happen. They're pushed up against each other. He's yelling. He says, "They went for my wallet." Puts his hand in his pocket. The police start yelling, "Get your hands out of your pocket." Dude doesn't listen. The cops say over and over again, "Get your hands out of your pockets." Dude still doesn't listen. So what happens? The cops grab him. They say, "Don't resist." They pull his arms behind his back, things like that. Protesters start yelling, "He's got a weapon, he's got a weapon," which could be very, very dangerous if the police assume he does and maybe could hurt the guy, all right? Fortunately, none of that happened. The cops searched him, found his phone and his wallet and said, "Why would you do that?" and walked him out. Isn't that the craziest thing I've ever covered? Not a whole lot of violence. There's only a couple people here that are causing problems. I mean, there's a big protest group. I don't know what these guys are doing, but problems, a couple of them have happened. The event's supposed to end relatively soon. I guess we'll see what happens when people get out. People are chanting F Fox News. I'm not gonna swear, they will though.
Hey, you don't even know us, so you just sitting here judging. Shut the fuck up! We gon' get wake your ass on. Ain't no way to do that shit. We gon' get that ass on. We not having that shit right here. Ain't no Gainesville, Florida.
Well, this was really stupid. A bunch of people walking around saying stupid stuff at each other. If you want Tim's take on the whole thing, this was a big waste of time where nothing happened and people attacked any semblance of a Nazi. There was one Nazi guy here, that's true. And then one guy standing a Nazi flag was a Nazi. Then people start yelling at Fox News because, look, they need to protest something. And they don't like Fox News, so when the Nazis are gone, Fox News is a target. Well, what a day, huh? All right, I think we're gonna get out of here, get something to drink, and then I'll do a quick reassess and talk about what happened today. I kind of feel bad leaving California and not covering the wildfires, but it is what it is. I can't ignore a state of emergency, but I had a few people say it's just, you know, the sheriff and the governor, they wanted to use the state of emergency to get access to funding, but that's a conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's true. What I can say is the media has definitely overhyped this whole thing. There are photos showing less than 15 people actually attending Spencer's event. Now, some people have said that's because the people who actually support him are scared to attend, they'll get attacked. And we did see a lot of people get chased out. One guy got punched in the face, but he was wearing swastikas. Some people who weren't got pepper sprayed and got attacked, so it's not necessarily untrue. Certainly the protesters have said they want to make sure that these people know they're going to attack them and make it impossible for them to rally. And that might be the case too. Regardless, I think the important takeaway from all this is kind of what I said earlier, that the media is going to target the story that they think already exists, right? When they're in their office, their boss says, "Hey, Nazis are coming, go find the Nazis." And they come out and they just try and find that person that will fit the narrative they think already exists. And they'll ignore what else might be happening. People getting pepper sprayed, the horde of media that were lined up. So it is what it is. I'm gonna head back to New York. I don't know what the next big story is, but stay tuned to new videos every day at 4 p.m. and I'll certainly have something for you. So follow me on Twitter at TimCast for breaking news and live streams around the world. If you want to support my work, go to timcast.com/donate. Give whatever you'd like, give nothing at all. My videos are always free and available every day at 4 p.m. And like I said, stay tuned. I gotta head back to New York, start doing some planning, figure out what the next big move is. But I'll say this, I'm gonna try and stay the hell away from the Northern Hemisphere because winter is coming. I'll see y'all tomorrow.